just very, very in a glib way. Well, he's ending what Obama did, not understanding. But these are investigated things the Justice Department found. This was not Obama or Al Sharpton saying Baltimore had a practicing pattern. The Justice Department investigated it, documented it, brought it before a judge, and the judge said, yep, y'all take over the consent decrees and order. He's overturning evidence of the Justice Department.
Yes, and they can't help but feel emboldened when you have the head of the country's Justice Department saying these things and acting in these ways. He actually said that it's necessary to review reform agreements and consent decrees that have been put in place with troubled police forces nationwide before he acts on them, because he has to review them in order to ensure that the reforms, the consent decrees, don't work against the Trump administration's goal of promoting...
But let me stop you there. The problem with that statement, and you're quoting him verbatim, is he wants to make sure they don't work against the Trump administration's policies. What about work against the law? The reason you have a consent decree is the law was invited. The law does not change based on the administration that's in office.
The Attorney General is essentially the lawyer of the land. He is responsible for upholding the laws of the land and not the policies per se of the president. But we have in this case is someone who is so loyal to and so committed to a president that himself is seeking to undo many of the reforms that have been made for the betterment of marginalized populations, individuals, people, families. And so we have in Attorney General Jeff Sessions somebody who's hell-bent on doing the same. He's not as much concerned about what the research says about America being at historically low levels concerning crime. He points to Chicago. Well, Chicago's an outlier. We've got big issues in Chicago. We've got issues in other places. But we're better today with respect to crime than we have been in the past. He wants to open up prisons when we've seen a reduction. I should say he wants to keep private prisons open, not necessarily open them up, but keep private prisons open. President Obama said we need to start shutting down private prisons. And we began reducing...
And stop federal inmates from being allowed to go to federal prison. They stopped that process.
But we have in Jeff Sessions who said, no, we're going to need them. Because with his war on drugs, with his efforts to shore up police departments, to enforce the policies of President Trump, policies related to immigration, policies related to, the police officer upholding, what he believes is best and right for the community. He thinks that they're going to do more arrests. When you put in place more activities around bringing it back and reinforcing the war on drugs, you're going to see another ticking up of arrest rates, of criminal justice, adjudications against people of color, and you're going to need more incarceration. So he's emboldening not just police officers, he's also emboldening the judges to take action to keep people, and primarily people who've been impoverished, under and failing in this society.
Let's go back to the phones. Michael in Raleigh, North Carolina. You're keeping it real with Al Sharpton. Michael?
Hey, Reverend Al, how you doing? Great topic today. I've been looking at some different things online, and recently I saw a video of police officers slamming a white female on the ground, just slamming her face first. And what I did is I went back and I looked at videos from the civil rights movement, and it looked exactly like that. And I'm not a person that normally divides on race, but I would advise everyone white that's listening, go back and look at those civil rights movement and the tapes of that, and how the police officer treated black women, and then look at how they treated that white woman. So we have a common interest in ensuring that policing is done properly. Because what happened to us in the 1960s is happening to them as well right now.
Well, thank you for your call, Michael. 1-877-532-5797. 1-877-532-5797. One of the things that I always tell people and repeat to people is that we cannot and should not ever forget that if you allow something to happen to you, to someone else, it'll happen to you. Once that door is open, it goes across the board. There's no doubt about it. Let's go to 1-877-532-5797. Let's go to Elijah in Chicago, 1690 WLIB.
Hello, Reverend Sharpton. How are you?
I'm good. How are you?
I'm fine. And Mrs. Austin, how are you?
I'm good, thank you.
Well, I wanted to say something that is a little bit more, I think,